and I'm excited to see how this one will go. Definitely not a deck that was in our radar, but a deck that is scary, that it can perform a lot of interesting locks. And let's see what Nicolas Ladas is gonna do with the deck. Wow. Still undefeated, by the way, because he's the one with a draw. So loses the die roll.
So Argyris will try to go first. And of course, we have seen this line, Bonfire into us, into Poplar.
Of course. And obviously, this does unfortunately mention that, as we could see, this is mostly a combo deck. It's a very interesting combo deck, the one from Nicolas. Nicolas, he has Trap Trick in the main deck. He has a lot of interesting cards. But this means that the only interruption he has outside of Bestials, which are not that relevant, is impermanence. And this is a big deal when you go second against Snake Eye, as we have witnessed.
He can use, of course, Bestial in order to banish IP Masquerena from the graveyard when Flammers activating his effect to place it in the back row. But I still believe that this will not be enough if he hasn't some copies of Infinite Impermanence, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And again, this is the usual stuff we have seen plenty of times. I think, though, surprisingly enough, he's not using the Omega and this Spather line. Yeah, he's not playing either cards. And instead, he's going for the Pit Knight opening. Interesting. Also playing Lyrilusk, so going for a different route.
It's a very good, also nice strategy and combo. You make Appaloosa, Flammers under Appaloosa, and Pit Knight on the left.
Yeah.
So a Pit Knight can trigger any time.
And yeah, this is exactly what we're going for. Again, what's relevant is, as they are at the top tables, they probably sat close to each other for a while. And I'm sure they know what the other guys is playing. But still, even if you told me, oh, next round you're up against Buster Blader, I would be like, okay, that doesn't help alone. I need some more infos. What should I go for?
So a standard board from Snake Eye, Appaloosa, Flammers, and of course IP Masquerena.
And we do see, though, one of the Bestials, so at least, you know, that can just take out one of the activations from the Appaloosa. But it's not that bad, because you can use it again next turn. You just, you know, absorb another negation, and play is back to Nicolas.
I think, unfortunately, Nikos has 2 traps in his hand, but are not Infinite Impermanence, of course.
No, he's, as mentioned, he's playing Trap Trick, and the main reason is that you can go for either the Prologue or the Destruction's Word, but he plays another card, which I'm a big fan of, that is the Daruma Karma Cannon. That card is amazing, both going first or going second to, you know, break a lot of the fields. And this, I think, is crucial to his success. He has a very interesting deck this weekend. Okay.
Black Metal Dragon has been normal summoned.
And I'm assuming if you told me that this would be Dragon Link, because I mean, you saw Bestial, you see this, I wouldn't expect anything different. But as you can see, we now get to go for IP.
Argyris knows that if he gets rid of the normal summon, Dragon Link is a very bad spot. So probably he has.
Makes a lot of sense.
And he thinks that he's opening his own Dragon Link, maybe, as you mentioned.
Could be the case, and this makes sense. You prevent the activation, because if that was indeed Dragon Link, the problem was that you can chain block the Appaloosa, because you go for the Striker Dragon, and he's obviously not playing the Striker Dragon
Protector
package.
launch, yeah.
Exactly, the rocket. But maybe he has no way of knowing that this is the case. So instead, we are gonna see once again the usual line. But now we get to see another of his engines, We saw the gold sarcophagus in the previous round, and now we see the king sarcophagus, which is okay. And now we see a card, which is obviously
Buster
the
Blader.
Buster Blader Destruction Sword Master.
A lot of nostalgia today with Ubel and Buster Blade.
But this is huge, the Ghost Ogre. Yeah, for sure, a lot of nostalgia, as you mentioned. A lot of cards. We saw Ubel winning. It was doing really well. But this Ghost Ogre is so strong. Unfortunate opening. And now plays back to his opponent.
However,
Argyris.
setting two cards, it's very scary, I believe,
Yeah.
even though going second.
Yeah, but at the same time, do you really expect traps from, you know, you have seen an Horus Dragon Link kind of deck. As you can see, now he enters and now he can get, you know, if he goes just and pushes, the Daruma Karma can be so strong. And that's what he's met with. You can see he did not expect this at all. Wow.
As you mentioned, an amazing card.
Yeah, and obviously the SP is there, but this is brutal. Did not see this coming at all. And yeah. Even though this saves him a little bit, it still gets rid of the Appaloosa. It sets everything back, and this is so good. Now it's a problem. He's probably wondering, what am I up against? What is this? Yeah.
As we said before, innovation plays a huge factor in these kind of tournaments, especially when the people is not familiar with upcoming decks.
And yeah, now in Memphis Chu is trying to figure out whether he has some more combos. He might be done. So yeah, play is back to Nico, who managed to completely shut down his opponent for the moment. And yeah, he's gonna get back the SP in the end phase. Can he clutch? Oh, nice draw off the top. Basically, there is only that SP protecting him at the moment.
However, I don't know what Vangelis has in his hand.
Yeah, I think. Okay, that's
Regained.
another interesting card. Regained. Really good in the grind. And I think the Druid Swarm is the last card in hand, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so Druid Swarm is there. Gonna banish the Ghost Ogre.
Maybe has a response.
He's just wondering, I think, because if he doesn't use the SP, then he can just technically attack over. Obviously, there is the chance, yeah, and that's what he goes for.
Vangelis knows this.
But the great thing is that now the regain can be used to get back the SP, and this is exactly what he goes for. I really like this line. He's not working with much, but I mean, he's trying his best to stay in this game.
Trap trick.
And he goes for Trap Trick. As mentioned, he has access to quite a few targets in his deck outside of the Daruma Karma Cannon. He has these Destruction trap cards. And yeah, of course, his opponent is gonna take a good read of the card, which is the prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. And this is actually really, really strong, because you can use it right away, as you can see. And then you send a couple of cards off the deck and special summon a Buster Blader card from the extra deck. I like this. Let's see if he has enough. As you can see, obviously he's gonna read a lot of these cards. He now gets to send Destruction Sword memories from the deck. And he's debating what to summon here.
I find it quite interesting that Nikos can play through a full, or not full board, but the most common board of Snake Eye without having the best hand.
Absolutely. And it was mostly due to the surprise factor of that Daruma. Like, he obviously had ways to play around it, but he just had no clue what was happening. And now we see the Buster Dragon being summoned. This is a cute interaction. There are a lot of, as mentioned, sneaky things that this deck can do as well. Because the Buster Dragon turns all monsters your opponent controls into dragons, and then you have options of limiting the activation of their effects. So if you get access to the Buster Blader fusion, then dragons cannot activate their effects, and this is a quite lethal combo. Okay, we see an effect Veiler being used on the Buster Dragon. And just an SP though. Okay. Okay, SP works to just get rid of one of these face downs. Just as a reminder, they were all level 1 Snake Eyes. He's gonna try and remember which one it is. He's kind of playing a blind game right here, and he attacks over the Ash, but that's it. Pai is back, and even though he tried really hard, let's see if this will be enough from Nico. He has some resources in the graveyard, but outside of that, he is obviously allowing his opponent to combo through.
So Nico has, of course, the effect of the SP to banish 2 monsters and also regain special summon back at Druid's Room. Also, it is important to note that if he actually uses the effect SP to banish and banish one other monster, SP gets banished and it's dark, so he can draw 1 card with regained.
Okay. Goes for Anima. And does go for the Poplar. Which obviously gotta give his opponent a chance to just bring back something from the graveyard. Regained was obviously a really big card at the end of last year when we saw, the Runic Bestial deck winning. And now... Okay, this is huge, yeah.
Original sending Flammer is very huge.
Yeah. And although it seems like, yeah, he was pulling off a miracle with this, now he's forced to use the SP, which can be met by his opponent's own SP. And yeah, as you can see here, SP just gonna banish. Okay. Fortunately, I think the chain already resolved. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, he wanted to maybe chain from the graveyard, but as he banished the SP, the chain is considered to be resolved. So he's gonna have to wait for a new opportunity. And what he's gonna do is activate the regained on this opponent SP. And only afterwards will he be able to use his trap. So he gets a draw. And now the Flamberge also gets to resolve, summoning 2 from the graveyard. Yeah, this is so much advantage.
And we see a jet from Vangelis. However, he doesn't run any synchro, which is quite interesting. So I believe he just used it for link summoning.
Yeah, just an utility card in the deck. And here we are seeing a link 3, it seems. It is the princess. The SP has already been activated, the regain has already been activated, so at this point there is not much that he can do. He can try and just push for game, and that's exactly what's going on. So after a long and hard-fought game 1, Nicolas actually loses it. But now there is a lot more information on the line. It will be Evangelis who is aware of the Daruma, first and foremost. And what do you think he might bring in going second for this matchup?
He has very good options like Argyris Fragrance, as we saw in the second round of the feature match, and of course the Solemn Judgment, which is a very good card. I think that his whole point is to resolve his combo and lock his opponent out of their effect.
Yeah, on the other hand, he's playing mostly a dark-based deck, and the good news for Evangelis is that he's siding 5 Bestials, so those could be really, really strong. At the same time, maybe there is a debate for Cosmic and Twin Twisters as well, if you can try and use them. At the worst case scenario, you can hit the regain, which is always okay. But I mean, even if you hit a Daruma, you're pretty happy about it before committing to the field, obviously. So let's see. It's definitely an interesting deck. It looked pretty good to me because the only thing, obviously, we mentioned the main form of interruption in the main deck was Bestials for Nicolas. So now that he's going first, his deck should function a lot better. And
yeah, let's not forget that he was going second without any hand trap and managed to play for such a long time.
Yeah, and to be fair, he also got a little bit unlucky because he had the King's Sarcophagus, and probably the only response was the Ghost Ogre, and his opponent drew into it, which he's playing only 2 copies of, and that is the big punish, because if the Sarcophagus resolved, he would have got so many resources with the Horus engine. So
Of course, Horus is not an effect to summon themselves,
yeah,
so they would play around Appaloosa pretty easily.
but now, as mentioned, Nicolas ready to fight back. With a really solid chance. As a reminder, this is table 2 of the event, and our duelists are trying their best to become the first Greek Open champion. I think he drew into the red eyes again.
He has him Seti for sure.
Let's see.
Saronin.
I think it's the black metal
Black
dragon
metal,
again.
yes.
Yeah, let's see. Very monster heavy hand. Ooh, and this is actually pretty good.
A very powerful Last Blossom.
Yeah, the ash shirts. But at least he's able to set up decently with the black metal afterwards. Let's see if there is any response. But a big ash, stopping once again the King Sarcophagus from getting there.
Got Dragon Pisti.
Oh, by Yardruder. Wow. Very unlucky here from Nico. We saw a Sanctuary Ardron in the previous rounds, and this feels even worse. At least he's able to somewhat set up the regained. But yeah, very unfortunate.
And maybe make a seal here.
Yeah. This might be it.
There is also a trap in his hand that he's about to set.
And that's it. So plays back to his opponent. But another bad news is that he has a second copy of Ash, which could be used to, stop the Hieratic from summoning something. Or could be used here depending what the target is. I think he's gonna go once again for the prologue, maybe. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah. However, he cannot ask prologue because it's cost to send distractions from cards and the Bastard Blader card from the deck to the graveyard.
And yeah, we do see the bonfire. And let's see if there is a response here. Not on the effect. And now he's gonna use it. Okay. As you mentioned, cannot use the Ash. Gonna send for cost and then
Chain the
chain
distraction, sort
the
memories.
Distractions were memories. And this is a big turn. As you can see, this is exactly what the deck is about. And what you're about to see is this incredible lock. Essentially, what this does is it turns all of your monsters, opponent monsters, into dragons. And then they cannot activate their effects because of the Bastard Blader fusion.
And they also change defense position.
Yeah. It's a better, you know, Baguska, we'd say. Much better. So let's see if there is a out. This is a very tough opener. And all it needs is a trap check, to be fair. So
yeah.
Very interesting deck brought by Nicolas. I have not seen this around a bunch.
And as you mentioned, not only for going first, but also for going second.
Yeah. He does have a twin twister, but that doesn't seem to be that impressive. What does he discard? Diabell Star. Sure.
It doesn't seem that Nicolas is bothered.
No. Honestly. Yeah, and obviously gonna read them. It's gonna be like, is this real life? And yeah, essentially what it says again. They just cannot activate their effects. So the Buster Dragon, I think, says on the field, right? Yeah, all of his opponent. Yeah, and Gray, no, just field.
No, on the field.
Yeah, almost the opponent control become dragon. So essentially, it's a big skill. It's better even than skill drain because he can activate. It's almost a mystic mine for your opponent.
Exactly.
So yeah, we know how annoying that can be.
Nicolas can activate his effect, and also he can make attack position his monsters.
Yeah, the only thing you can do, similarly to Baguska, is summon a Link because those are not switched to defense, but it doesn't change the fact that they still cannot activate their effects, as you know, differently from Baguska. Is there a way out? That's the question. The Wanted is activated.
It's very important that Bastard Blader doesn't prevent you from, that doesn't negate, but prevent you from activating.
Yeah, it's a big
Otherwise, he
difference.
can activate us to bring Flambers.
Because in terms of defense and stats, yeah, it's tough. Okay, he goes for the Diabell Star. Again, cannot use it. So he basically would need to make a big enough monster, but it's very tough to do it. Because
even if he makes a big monster, big link monster like Raging Phoenix, he just activates shields, to bounce.
And this is gonna be used right away. The Ash is gonna stop it, but now how do we continue?
The lock still remains.
This might be it. The Typhon is interesting, but wait a second. Yeah, he might just go for Typhoon. Yeah. Goes for the Typhoon and pass.
So Nicola is in a very good spot here. He doesn't have a lot of follow-up, but he has a very strong long.
Yeah. He's in a really good spot. There are 20 minutes remaining, so no need to rush and, you know, risk losing in time at the moment. How do they get out of this? That's the main question.
The only option is to attack the synchro.
Yeah, because now the Buster Blader should be should be really big.
Yeah,
So
it's for 5,000.
and it also deals piercing damage. So it's a lot of damage. What did it top deck into? Okay, it's one of the cute addition as well. It was used back in the day with Junior Carrier to have a very annoying deck, extra deck lock from your opponent.
Used by Dragolink.
Yeah.
It was equipped to Savage. However, Savage and Junior Carrier are in the Forbidden and Limited list.
Yeah, and this is a lot of damage for the meantime. Just gonna clear everything up. Impressive. Could this be it? There is one more draw for his opponent, but again, he can extra deck lock him if he wants. But he's gonna actually... Okay, go for the hot red, is it? Oh,
Yeah, it's Hot
I
Red
think it's
Dragon
hot red.
Abyss.
Okay. Interesting
Another card
choice.
that back in the day was used by Dragolink to negate cards like Evenly Matched, since it negates a face-up card on the field.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether that was needed, to be fair, but... Okay, his opponent is just gonna set a monster, pass, and another, off the top. Yeah. Buster Whelp picked up. And just a lot of attack. Gonna attack the Poplar.
Yeah,
And
Vakelis
yeah,
probably
this,
doesn't know
this
that.
should be enough because it's piercing
It's very
damage.
huge damage.
And it's 1-1. So Buster Blader still with a chance to keep on being undefeated after 8 rounds. Very well played. We are going into game 3. And this time around, though, Nicolas will have to try and fight back in a better way than what he did in game 1. I mean, Vagelis just has so much going first. We saw what he can do in game 1. He has some cool options in the side deck.
Of course, the Bestials, as we mentioned before.
Yeah.
And also, personally, will also side in Cosmic Cyclone and Twin Twister, since Nicolas is using a lot of traps, which are very powerful. And if you set your Twin Twist, for example, going first and pass your turn, there's no way that those traps can resolve.
Absolutely. And as we have seen, going second, maybe not the best, but going first is much better because you just prevent all of the traps from being activated using the end phase. And on the other hand, Nicolas does play a significant amount of going second cards. He has Change of Heart, Mind Control, evenly matched, so a lot of interesting cards for going second. We'll see how many of them he decides to bring in for the matchup. It's also a very interesting deck in the way that you would side, because you have a lot of cards that are good going first, but you have a lot of different engines, so I'm even struggling to see how he would side. Like, either he takes out an entire engine going second, for example, the Black Metal Dragon engine, or I don't know.
The Traptrix and the Daruma, maybe. However,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very good.
But it's also
seven
good.
also.
Yeah, Traptrick is probably one of the best cards in the deck. So, regardless, though, there are about 15 minutes remaining and one more game to be played before we will go to the last remaining rounds of Swiss. As a reminder, 303 players enter the event. 9 rounds of Swiss to crown the first Greek Open champion. And it could be one of these two duelists. But they need to win this one out to have a chance for the last remaining round. Let's see the opening. Here they are. Ready, and let's go. Seems like a solid end from Snake Eye.
A lot of spells.
Yeah. And it's
Bonfire.
a bonfire, no response.
We have seen a lot of bonfire action
Yeah.
today.
A lot of different decks using the card at the moment. And no response on Ash. So, good news.
Again, effect popular to probably grab the field spell.
That's right. Use it.
She will probably place the Oak to play around Nibiru.
Makes sense. And as you mentioned, now we are going to see the first Thunberg Dragon.
SLR line that we have seen all day.
Yeah. It's very standard. I mean, across the field, even though we mentioned he's not playing synchros, he's the first player that decided to completely forgo synchros. The line is still very similar. Just, you know.
The logic is that probably your combo will not resolve, so why use extra deck space like synchros when
Yeah.
you can play more utility cards?
And here we should see Appaloosa. Yeah, Appaloosa for 3 comes down. Just exactly like in game 1.
However, now he has Cosmic Cyclone in case Nicolas sets a card. And he probably has Witch in order to extend for a Pit Knight also.
Ooh, and it's also the Double Star Engine.
And wanted that it can draw to another hand
Yeah.
trap or a utility card like Cosmic Cyclone to Twisters.
Very strong opener. And kind of surprised that he has the Droll lock in the deck. It doesn't seem that strong in this matchup, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he's expecting that his opponent is in port breakers like Thrust
Yeah.
and Prosperity maybe.
And now we see the interesting Jet Synchron without, you know, any synchros, just as a recurring level 1. And this is a big draw. Does he get anything from the side deck? We couldn't quite tell. Might just go for Princess. Yeah, that's what he goes for. So, Princess into, as you mentioned, IP back. Wow, he goes for the Mourner actually. Just to have an extender, gives up on the Mourner. Okay, and he just plays super safe with the Zelantis and the Raging.
A very
setup.
nice combo. Now Vangelis is safe during the battle phase, since if Nicolas summons a monster, baits out Appaloosa to negate,
Yeah.
and enters battle phase with one monster, Zelantis can punish him.
What if we go into an evenly matched to bluff? Because we know he's playing evenly matched in the side deck, right? He could try and bluff, even if he doesn't have one. I think it can work out to just force out a lot of stuff, right?
Indeed.
And I think he
He
might have done it, yeah. Let's see.
yeah, that's probably the case.
Yeah. Has to be SP, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have the evenly? I think. No, maybe not.
So even though if Nicolas has an evenly match in his hand, Vangelis can play around it by banishing 2 monsters with SP.
Yeah. Not that it doesn't still hurt, I would say, but it's okay.
However, with all the recursion that the deck has,
Yeah.
if it gets a turn, it's very important.
But no, it seems like for now, as you can see, he gets a lot of these cards back. Gets the Jet Synchron plus the original. And now we
And he
should.
chooses to add Jet Synchron back to his hand, not Special Sound with Hope.
Yeah. Do we really have the evenly? We do. So
Indeed.
evenly match coming down from the side deck. This makes things quite a lot interesting because of time. Because there are about 8.5 minutes left. And if he has a very, combo-oriented end, this could also end in a draw. There is a universe in that. And I don't know if that's too great. For sure, it's not good for Evangelis. But yeah, as you mentioned, he's just going to try and play around it as much as possible. What?
Oh, he
Yeah.
activated the effect of Zelantis to pop 2 monsters, so he doesn't lose any resources.
And
He's thinking about if he's going to play around Horus Engine or not. That's
Yeah.
why he's thinking about Cosmic Cyclone.
interesting.
A tough decision by Vangelis.
Oof. No, I don't think you can justify it though, because like they need to draw the King Sarcophagus. No, okay, I don't know. It's debatable, but like the thing is, if they have the Imseti, you can negate it. So
Yes.
they need to specifically hard drawn the King Sarcophagus. And I think I would always keep the Appaloosa, and here he might get punished by it. So
Especially in the main phase 2, Appaloosa is very good card.
yeah, and here you can see Appaloosa was a lot better than this Cosmic. And what I was mentioning, I mean, Nico is playing quite fast, but 7 minutes for a lot of these things that he can do are not that long. So they for sure have to keep in mind, because also I'm not sure if there is a way to deal damage in his deck. I don't think there is in the extra deck. Maybe no. So it could be a very long turn, because now he gets the regained. And also, can you really Cosmic? Because there are 6 minutes.
Indeed.
That's the problem. So that's even another point in favor of Appaloosa. Sure, you can Cosmic, but I think Nico is really happy if you do. Because now you should Cosmic. But okay, no, he does have the
The
Ogre, at least. But yeah, it's a big if. And also, ooh, no, the rest of the end is not that great, because I see another evenly matched and a change of art, I think. So actually, yeah, the Appaloosa, okay, was did not matter, because he could have taken it with the change of art.
And that would be devastating.
Yeah, that would be insane. So I guess not the end of the world, and this might be it. With a couple of face down, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he managed to access the Buster Blader part of his deck. Let's see. Summon the Saronir, and now makes... okay, just an IP.
He can set both evenly and his distraction
Yeah.
to play around Cosmic.
And instead he passed without any face downs. Okay. And... did he search for... no. You need to search for Magnamut, right? Or did he add back from grave? I couldn't... okay, yeah, it does.
Yeah. Because
Probably
the Ogre there
The Druid's
gained.
Worm? I think Druid's Worm plus IP is quite good. But he's thinking about Ball Drake.
Yeah, most of the time you get ball break since Seal can break Druid Room.
Oh,
Or
wow.
she can just add follow-up.
Complete different route. Because he can go for, I guess, hieratics. But then the IP can punish you. The SP. It's a close one, but 4.5 minutes remain, and now no damage has been dealt from Nico. And the same puzzle stands. Normal summon, no response.
He activated Oak effect to make a Flambert.
Yeah.
Nikos probably will activate Seal effect to bounce the Flamberts. But then Vangelis can discard it with Jet Synchron, which is very important.
I guess there was a merit at that point to just use it on the normal of Jet. But yeah. It seems like he's in a really, really good position at the moment. And not gonna use its effect.
He's probably thinking about it. Yeah, in order to.
Okay. Now he goes for the effect. Going to allow it. Okay. Interesting. I guess he's just waiting for this hieratic sphere. But with 3 minutes remaining, this will be super impactful. Yeah, and no more interruptions is, we know, the entire end. And there is actually an additional very annoying thing, which is with this IP Masquerena, you cannot use the evenly matched that you have, the second one, because you control the
Indeed.
card. And that can be quite annoying, actually. Similarly to, set rotation back in the day. Yeah, and you can see just how fast at this point, due to time, Evangelis is playing.
Probably he will make a Celine.
No response.
I believe that he just wants to pay out Seal.
And now he needs
It's the
to
time,
use seal.
obviously.
Yeah. Gotta use the seal now. Gets rid of the access code. Use the effect. No response. I see the droll, I think, which is not that great. And what does he get? The Druid Spore.
Okay. Now
One
he
and a
will
half
activate Jet
minutes.
Synchro.
Wow. This is getting down to the wire. And he goes for... He's playing super fast, but 1.5 minutes left. He goes again for the access code. Does it work, though? It doesn't really work, does it? Yeah. Wait a second, no way.
Does he have an original?
Yeah, that's the...
No, he activated.
Yes, the droll. Wow. No way. Whoa. Unfortunate. Yeah, it got someone. And I think there is still time.
Yeah. As we have said so many times.
And yeah, there is a change of heart. Oh my god. No way. Look at this. My god. Both attack.
Both
and again, there is time. I mean, both players are extending the handshake when they're not supposed to. But this is crazy. And yeah, now he gets to SP. Banishes the Cosmic. Still has a lot of cards. And sets them all. 10 seconds remain. What is this match? This is such a back and forth.
Game 3.
Oh my god. Both extended the handshake. And this is crazy. As you can see, they're just trying to play as fast as possible. But I think time has been called at this point. And this might just be it.
Time Time has
Obviously,
been called, probably.
yeah, seems like time has been called. Is that it? Waiting for the confirmation from the judges on this extremely tense ending. And Change of Heart might just be the card that wins the game for Nico, and it is! What an ending! Buster Blader is still undefeated after 8 rounds of